A highlight of our 2024 plans is to travel to colorful Colorado and visit the Great Sand Dunes National Park. If you've never been to this relatively unknown park, or you plan to travel here, join us as we dive into many of the great things to do here. Coming for you, hon! I'm coming for you!
What?
There is so much to do. First and foremost is to head off to the dunes for some sandboarding. Not to be overlooked are the several great hikes that can be taken here, including Zapata Falls and the alpine trail Mosca Pass. As a bonus, we share how we save money on our gas purchases, and we take you to Medano Primative Road. Fall in the Great Sand Dunes is beyond beautiful, and we share some of our shots from a previous trip here in the fall of 2020. First, however, we have to get there, and we begin from Copula, New Mexico, and head through the southern end of the Rockies to reach Great Sand Dunes Oasis RV Park. To get there, we need to get moving, so let's put some tracks behind us and get there. Our travel planning aims to keep travel days comfortable by keeping the distance we drive to under 350 miles, preferably closer to 250.
Now keep right and then turn right. So this is one of those that has the RV.
The mileage from Capulan to Great Sand Dunes is less than 200 miles, and the roads are lightly traveled, making this a very relaxing and enjoyable trip. If you decide you like this video, we do have a favor to ask. Please hit the like button, and if you want to see more of our content, we'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe to our channel. We'd love to hear your comments, and if there is someone that you think would benefit from this video, please forward it on to them. Thank you. In addition to distance, we also plan for our gas consumption and when to refill our tank. The new truck has a 50-gallon tank, plus we carry a 10-gallon jerry can for those unexpected occasions where a gas station is out of gas. We know we get at least 10 miles per gallon when towing. We know we have a range of at least 500 miles from every fill-up, and with this mileage, we adjust when we fill up and where we fill up, stopping at those stations which offer the lowest price on diesel gasoline along the route we are traveling. We do this by using the Open Roads application. You first are taken to a map that shows the prices within a range from where you are located. By moving the map along the driving path, you can see the prices along your planned route. The prices shown are tied to the Open Roads RV Fuel Discount Program, which includes a nice discount off of the standard pump price. I should caveat these instructions that stations are truck stops and fill-ups are within the same fuel lanes used by the semi-trucks. Frankly, I see this as an advantage, as getting in and getting out is much safer, and the pumps deliver fuel at a much higher rate. The Oasis complex is located just outside the park entrance and offers great views of the sand dunes, and behind are the Sangre de Cristo Mountains. In addition to full hookup RV sites, the complex includes a restaurant, a hotel, cabins, and primitive camping sites. Our first hike is actually not within the park, but is on the road which leads to the park. As this park is located at over 8,000 feet of elevation, it is advisable to allow your body to adjust to the elevation difference. For us, this means taking on hikes which are both shorter and require ascending less elevation change.
Zapata.
Beginning about 2 million years ago, alpine glaciers.
What do you think of this trail, huh?
Did not expect to see that.
No.
Pretty awesome.
I wonder if you could keep going around.
No, this is it. That's the fall.
Oh, okay.
Just frozen. I guess this whole river freezes.
Yes, it does.
Total ice.
Huh?
Total ice. Be careful.
Slick this way.
Be careful.
I am being careful, but I'm like, wow. Did you see what I found? A brand new boost of oxygen. Thank you, Lord.
The hike is over, and it's time to hop on back to camp. A must-stop for us at every national park we visit is the Visitor Center. In addition to adding the stamp to our passport book, there is the information about the current park or trail conditions of note, as well as details into what is special about the location. The Visitor Center is also an excellent location to interact with the park rangers and to get advice as to what is worth seeing and doing while at the park, as well as to optimize our experience with the time we have available there. Some of the activities that you might expect to do at the Visitor Center, such as reserving a campsite, are now done online at the website recreation.gov. Today, we are heading into the dunes and tackling ascending the peak known as High Dune. To reach the dunes, one first needs to cross over Medano Creek. While the cool, clear water is flowing nicely today, it does in fact dry up come summer. Headed out there. God, these things are huge. Absolutely beautiful, though. The dunes at this park remain relatively consistent, and this results in there being 3 well-known peaks, with High Dune being the tallest, close dune at approximately 690 feet of elevation. Time to rest. The Star Dune is taller at 730 feet, and the tallest dune is Hidden Dune. The latter is not reasonably reached from the main parking lot and is rarely hiked. As the crow flies, High Dune is around a mile from the parking lot. However, we are not crows and certainly lack the ability to fly. Our hike to the dune mainly follows ridge lines to the High Dune Ridge, and our walking distance ends up being slightly more than 3 miles, and we take nearly 3 hours to complete our hike.
We're almost to the top, huh?
Should you also be inspired to venture to Great Sand Dunes National Park or any other park which offers sand dunes, you'll undoubtedly want to walk out amongst the sand. Be advised, walking on sand is not at all like walking on solid ground. I've read that it is as much as 6 times harder to walk on sand. You'll be tempted to walk barefoot or in sandals as your shoes will fill up with sand. I don't recommend that choice.
Playing in the sand.
The wider and stiffer sole of the boots or sneakers distribute support across a greater area of the sand and help you to stay atop the sand. In addition, the swells and valleys do affect where you choose to walk when the goal is to go up. This is where we came from. And this is where we're going to, Star Dune. Does not look like much on the map, does it? For the truly hardy and those wishing for a very special experience, camping on the dunes is permitted and does require getting a special pass from the National Park Service. Once you reach the larger dunes, you want to stay atop the ridges and avoid long, strenuous climbs. On a return trip back, bouncing down the dunes is kind of fun, and if you're so inclined, rolling down works well also. Once you reach the top, the views really are astonishing. It is the only way to fully appreciate the 30 square miles of dunes reaching around you. A busload of school kids just dropped off as having a ball playing in the dunes.
Gramps takes our shoes back to the truck so Lucas and I can play in the water. Look at all these people. Look at all these people. I don't know if it is or not. Look, let's go.
They think if you dig into the sand, it gets really cold.
Yeah. That's awesome. Finally got him out to hike. Look at those mountains. So pretty. Warm it up? Why do you want it warmed up? Ah, nah. There's a camping ground, I think, right up there behind those people. That's not where we're staying. You got in the river! I let it bury my feet. But the water's moving and adding dirt to it. It's burying my feet. What'd you do? You made a rapid? Oh, much deeper there. So fills with water, goes faster. Yep. That would be a rapid. But look, it just rolls back down, adds more dirt to what you've taken out, and puts it back in. Look at that. Awesome. All right, let's see. Okay, come on. I know you're stronger than that. Come on. Hey, it moved. I bet there's more in the front. Dig it out. Is there?
Yes. Yeah, man. Some great places.
I told you this park's amazing.
Today we are headed off to hike the Mosca Pass trail. It can be a little confusing where the trail is, as the trailhead itself opens up to 3 different trails. The Mosca Pass trail is straight ahead and up the hill. This is a trail we have hiked previously, although it was the fall then. I am looking forward to this hike as I remember how much I really enjoyed both the scenery and hiking the trail itself. As the name suggests, the trail is a natural pass through the Sangre de Cristo Mountains.
So we're at the dividing line. This is where the park, the preserve portion of the park ends, and you get into the wilderness.
Great Sand Dunes National Park, like many of our national parks, is created from several bodies of managed and protected landscapes.
This was gorgeous here.
In the early 1800s, famed, or infamous, depending upon your view, the explorers Zebulon Pike and John Friedmont entered into the region through this pass, and thereafter, miners in the late 1800s again made the difficult and dangerous journey through the mountains through this pass in pursuit of gold. We are visiting in mid-May, and snow is melting in the lower portions of the mountains, creating these nice little waterfalls, making their way down the hillsides. We've traveled about a mile up the trail, and our progress is slow. This is due in part to stopping to enjoy the scenery, as well as the fact that the trail is constantly ascending, resulting in our bodies demanding more oxygen to support this task. As you know, we are avid hikers and in decent shape, but our systems haven't acclimated to this elevation yet.
But I know what you're talking about. I love seeing the succulents.
Patty is commenting on the cold-hardy, prickly pear cactus along the trail, which we frequently see here and elsewhere. She was wondering why we aren't seeing any of the ball-style cactus, which seems to commonly be co-located with the succulent variety in the southwestern portion of the U.S. In general, it is not necessary when visiting a national park to understand the differences in protected use and locations of the various bodies of protected landscapes. However, Here in Great Sand Dunes National Park, hunting is allowed in the fall within the preserve portion of the park, and it is worth knowing where you are within these locations should you venture into the more remote locations within the park.
I'm gonna change direction.
Uh-oh. Do you need some water?
The hands are the way to steer.
Yep. That's good. You did great. That was a great run, Lucas.
Today we head back to the dunes, this time to try our hand at sandboarding. This is something we have done in the past, and if you want to see our past introduction to the sport, take a look at our video from Bernal Dunes. In contrast, those former dunes are hardly a foothill to the ones we will be sliding down today. First, however, we have to get there, and this again requires traversing the creek and making our way to the dune field. Unlike the original trek out to High Dune, however, this time we'll be trudging up the dunes all day in order to position ourselves to slide back down. Between the frequent bouncing down the sandhills and the strenuous task of repeatedly climbing to the top of the dune, I was exhausted by the end of the day. Lucas, on the other hand, could have continued doing this all day long. It was a lot of fun, and I do admit, I'm also on the far side of being a teenager. We learned from our past experiences with sandboarding that you need to wax the board for every run down the slope. Not only do you wax them, but prior to making a run, you slightly rub the board on the sand, which removes the initial sticky aspect of the waxing. The second lesson we learned was how to somewhat steer the board, and this is by dragging your hands on the side you want to turn towards. The shop we rented the boards from recommends wearing gloves as protection. Looking back, this is not a bad idea, as losing a ring is a very real possibility, and recovery of it, should this happen, is highly unlikely. One new learning, specific to Great Sand Dunes, is that the wind picks up substantially midday, and some kind of eye protection or covering is very useful. Patty's turn! And behind her I am running as fast as I can to try and keep up with her, but eventually she's going so fast that she just gets away from me and away she goes.
She got away.
Don't take me out. You jumped off. You should have kept going.
3, 2, 1.
I don't think you wax very well. Are you ready? Start your engines.
Coming for you, hon. I'm coming for you.
What? He's gonna do it too, Lucas. What, 80 miles an hour here? Oh my God. It's like 80.
Prior to taking off on this run, I'm trying to find my sunglasses to put them on, and I find out I already have mine.
There they are!
Oh my God, hon. Looks like I can see the sand flying behind.
I'm trying to figure out how to let you see what it's like to slide down the hill and yet avoid suffering unpleasantries on myself.
Yeah, you do.
Well, let's see if this works.
We'll try.
As the time we have here draws down, we head out for an evening stroll on the Dunes Overlook Trail. This trail begins in earnest from the backside of the campsites and heads in a northeasterly direction along the edge of the dunes. It is the end of the day, and there are fewer people for the animals to contend with, and a few of them start to appear along our path. During our initial visit here in 2020, we rented a Jeep and traveled the Medano Primitive Road. This was a very rewarding experience for us, and we spent the day hiking and sightseeing portions of the park few people venture out into. The bright golden colors of the aspens were simply breathtaking. You are required to have a high clearance four-wheel drive vehicle to take this road. In addition, it must be road legal, so ATVs and such are not allowed on this road. As an alternative, you can travel the road on your bike, although be forewarned, there are several stream crossings that must be made if you choose this option. You should also check road conditions before attempting this road, and I will put a link in the description where road conditions can be found.
26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Our 31st national park in our RV is Great Sand Dunes in Colorado. We just finished that, and it's a lovely time.
That was a lot of fun.
I do enjoy that, actually. A lot of fun. Lucas likes it.
He enjoys the surfing down the dunes.
That's what I'm saying. He loves that. It was a great time of year. It wasn't too hot. So that made a difference. Lots of people there, though, and the plus about this time was the little, is that a river or a creek at the bottom? I mean, anyway, they had a lot of water at the bottom this time for people to walk through.
Yeah. And play in.
And play in, and we enjoyed that as well.
And the kids
Lucas acted like he was young again. Got down there and played in the water.
Ta-da.
Almost. Hold on. Hold on. Alrighty. Yeah, some of it gets stuck on there, so it looks like I haven't finished it, but I did.
That's a good picture of it, too. That's what the dunes
look
look
at
like.
that. Exactly.
Our time here is now at an end, although our next stop is nearly as interesting and beautiful. Join us for our next videos as we travel to another top-tier national park, the beautiful Black Canyon of the Gunnisons. Before getting there, however, we nearly lose it all. as our very expensive Pro Pride hitch breaks apart on the very tight turns of the hair-raising Colorado Million Dollar Highway. Thank you for watching our video. We greatly appreciate that you have taken your valuable time to join us as we continue our RV journey. If you liked the video, please hit like, and we'd love it if you would subscribe to our channel. If you are so inclined, we'd greatly appreciate your comments on what we have presented to you. Once again, thank you, and we hope you'll join us for our next videos from Colorado.